Welcome to Danielle Scraps. My name is Danielle and I'm glad that you're here. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, and that bell so you don't miss another tutorial.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Danielle Wagner with Danielle Scraps. I am here to do a layout today, and this layout is inspiration from the Sawyer collection, which was a workshop, I should say, which was posted quite some time ago. And what I'm doing is I want to make a layout with these flowers that I created. I'm going to show you. Last week I did a post on my Facebook page. I took some distress oxide paper that I had made myself, and I used this die set right here to create a bunch of flowers, and right there, and then I created this card. Well, I have a bunch of those flowers left over, and so I wanted to make a layout with it, and so that's what we're going to do today. I have a stamp here. This is just a really tiny starburst that's used from the Number Balloons stamp collection, which this is retired. So we're going to use that later on. I'm going to stick with some Flamingo ink, a blending tool. I have a couple of stencils for some background. We're going to do some stenciling of these leaves, which is a little hard to see on camera here, to kind of work in the grid work and then play on that pink. We're also going to do some blending on some of the flower edges. And this is my subject. This is my sweet daughter who decided that she needed glitter, flower glitter. That's what she called all of the grass clippings in her hair. So that was fun. Here are the leftover flowers that I have. And then I have cut a title from It's in My Nature. The title is called It Is in My Nature. And it's from the You Are Here Cricut collection, close to my heart. I think if you have Cricut access, you may be able to access that. And I will link the Cricut file that I created and the image number that goes to this so that you can find it on your own if you have Cricut access. So I had started the layout and my camera wasn't filming, and so what I did just to get us this far, because this is already adhered down, is I just took a 12 by 12 piece of paper and I cut it in half diagonally from 12 to 12, and I just used a metal ruler and an X-Acto knife to pull that out, and I adhered it down. So that's where we're starting at now. Before I get too far into this, I am going to bring in my title here, and what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted the inside of these letters to pop a little bit, and that's why I'm using this ink, not ink, I'm sorry. We'll flip this over so I can use the inside. That's why I wanted to use the stamp set that was in here. So I'm just going to randomly stamp on my letters where I think the opening will be. And I know some of this will be covered up. And I just, like I said, wanted to kind of give it a little bit of personality inside, but I didn't want a big, huge image. I wanted something that I felt would pop. So I'm just going to bring this in and see how I'm doing. Make sure I like it. Oh, I do. I like how that just pops in, and you can sort of see that right on camera there. I'm going to do a couple of more here on the end. All right. Love it. Yes, I love when an idea comes in your head and then it works out on paper. Sometimes for me, I'm like, oh, this will be great. And then I do the process and I'm like, well, it was great, but it didn't turn out exactly how it was in my head. So I'm a little discouraged or something of that nature. So I like that this played out really well. And it looks good. I like just how those little peekaboos. I'll put one more right here. All right. And so we're just going to sort of do that all the way through this area right here. And I don't really need to worry too much about, yeah, perfect. Oh, I like that. All right, I'm just gonna sort of give myself a little starting point here. I want some of it to peek out. I don't want it to all be like a straight line, if you will. So I'm just sort of trying random. And this is so tiny, this little stamp, but it's perfect. Like I said, I didn't want something so bulky that it overpowered what was going on, because there's a lot going on this page. And I'm heavy with my stamping, so you can kind of see some of them are blobs because I'm pressing just a tad bit too hard. All right. So that's what I was after. Just something to make that pop, sort of like as if it was pattern paper. And I just, there. Some second generation stamping there. So there's that. That's what I wanted to do that. And I just use this as a stamping cushion. All right, so now I want to come in with my flowers here. And I want to just take my ink pad and I just want to kind of go over the top, and it will blend in because it's Distress Oxide ink. And I just want to outline the edges of the flowers, but I don't want to use black. I don't want it so dark. I want to keep it light. And so I feel like this ink will blend in nicely as it absorbs. That oxide ink is going to definitely take it. And you can see where I've already started it on this one right here. Maybe, maybe not. That's all right. And so it sticks, I'm sorry. It just kind of gives it a little bit of character here. This is not one I was going to use. Like I said, I didn't want to do the black. You could do that if you wanted to. So to create this paper, all I did was smush some Distress Oxide ink onto my all-purpose mat right here that you see on my table now. And when I did that, I sprayed it with some water, and then when I was done with that, I smooshed my paper right into that, and it created like a water effect. And then I moved the paper around, and then I was able to get some really cool effects with it. I like it because not any of the flowers or any of the paper patterns came out the same, and you wouldn't expect them to. And I'm not too worried about the ink blending into my pad here. It seems to be doing just fine, not taking any of that distress on because it's dry. But anyways, and so then I was left with sheets, and I made these, I don't know, years ago, like 2 years ago maybe. And they were just sitting there, and I was cleaning stuff out because, you know, the Close to My Heart is closing, and so I was sort of doing a purge, I'm sorry, with my things. And I thought, okay, you know what, this paper, maybe I will use this. I'm going to ink it up just in case I do. This paper needs to be used, and I really like these flowers. Okay, so here's my flowers. I've got some inking done. So the next thing I want to do is I want to give a little bit of my background here, the white portion of it, some texture. And so I want to come in with my stenciling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down my grid, which I like the grid here, and then my leaves on top. And I did try it with the leaves and some slants, and the leaves with the dots. And you see the dots didn't really take up the formation of the leaves very well, and the slants did, but I didn't like how that looked next to. I kind of put them on the paper here just to see how I liked it, and I really liked how the slants and the leaves came out. So that's why I'm going with that. That was my test. So I'm going to put this down first, and then I'm going to put my leaves down on top. And I'm going to use the same Flamingo ink that I have been using, and I'm going to try and do a very light hand at this. And I have said before, I'm so heavy-handed in my work that sometimes my light-handed looks heavy to others. So just so you know. And I'm just going to come in and hold it. You could get some masking paper or some washi tape and hold this down that way too. I just want a little bit of it to be seen in the background, and I'm just going to use it exactly how it is. So it's very light and subtle, and then I'm going to come in over here and have it peek out. This will be great because it's going to peek out from behind my flowers. My flowers are going to go in a line here, my pictures are going to go here, and then the rest of the pictures. So see how it just peeks out from there. And then I'll turn it this way, so sort of give a different effect or a different look. Oops, that one's a little heavy, so we might have a flower that covers that portion up there. There we go. So just enough, just to take away some of the starkness of the white, because sometimes, let's be honest, the white can be very stark. My title's going to go right down here. So I have this really neat little glue pen that I like to use, and I'm going to put that on. Maybe, if I can get it to come out. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Now she's flowing. Just trying to, there we go. No, it's not straight. Never mind. I guess I don't really like that after all. I'll come in with the try and true. Just takes a little bit. I just wasn't getting a good flow on the other one. And this will stick. I don't have to worry about it popping up. Sometimes I don't have to, sometimes I think, you know, like, hey, it's going to be inside of a page protector, but I also have to remember too, yeah, it's inside of a page protector, so you don't have to like worry about glue, da 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 da, but it's also going to be sitting up. It's not, typically people are not putting these in albums that are laying down, right? You're sitting them on a bookshelf or something of that nature. So gravity. All right, so let's put this on again. So because Close to My Heart's cardstock is two-tone, I was able to cut this. So all I did was leave it in this way, and I mirrored my image over here, and then I was able to flip it over on the top because the paper is two-tone. So my dark is on the bottom, and then my light is on the top here. So that's how I was able to do that. And then I'm going to come in with that ink and just ink around the edges again. I probably have plenty of ink on here. And so it just sort of gives it a little bit of a shadow. If you want something darker, you can do directly to it. It'll give a very crisp outline. You could use a finger dauber, and that would get you more. I really want just a really soft, and so I'm going to just use this all-purpose pad here to do that. And if I wanted to come in the middle here, I can do that. just getting in between all of the little pieces there. And it's sort of trying to get it so it focuses on here. There we go. So we've got that. This is going to go here. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a dry run. I'm going to move this out of the way here. And I like this because it has the grid on here and I can use that to line everything up. So, all right, let me push this up so it's in view of the camera here. I'm going to grab my subject. So I went ahead and added it's a zip strip that came from this paper collection because the inspiration that I'm using had like a PML card or something of that nature behind this, and I didn't have the right colors. Like it just didn't pop right. So I just wanted to make sure that I was getting the colors, the light pink in her dress and the dark pink in her dress to come out with this color palette, and then the green in here to the green in my picture here. I'm not sure how well the green matches on camera, but in life the green matches really, really well to these greens in the back here. And so that was my purpose for doing this shade and this pattern paper. I wanted to make sure that I stayed with something that was not super bold because my flowers are so bold themselves. So I can come up or I can come down with my flowers. I'm going to probably set it so that it comes in about that 10.5 mark or 2.5 inch from the top here, and sort of make this one straight. And then I'm going to sort of put this off to the side. You can do it however you want, right? You can layer them however you need to. And then I'm going to sort of try to keep to a little bit of a pattern here. So I've got a big flower here, so I'm going to put a big flower up there. I can scooch these in just a hair, and I'm going to tuck this one behind and layer it on top. And actually I'm going to pull this one down here. I'm going to put just size-wise. There we go. Maybe I'll do it this way. Kind of like it that way. It works well. So now I'm just going to sort of place these where they look good to me, where I like them. Bring a little bit of that blue up here and a little bit of that off over here. And then I have some foliage that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to put these in, and this is just a dry run. So if you've ever watched my videos before, you know I always, always, always do somewhat of a dry run. I'm going to bring that green in there, maybe a leaf here. Oops, let's pull this up just a hair. Maybe we'll do a leaf on that side, right there. And maybe there. Oops, I've got a little adhesive on my fingers, so everything's sort of sticking a little bit. Well, maybe we'll come in right here with that. And I want this to come up. And then maybe we'll put this on top there. And then I have these are inserts that would go for the center of your flowers. So I was just going to use them as accents around, like you would maybe dots, enamel dots. So I was just going to use those as little accents here. There we go. So I'm really, really happy with how this is turning out. I love it. I hope you can see the white, the stenciling that's come in over here. So it's really nice and subtle. It just takes away some of the starkness of that white, especially in person. So I really, really, really like it. I did, on the back of this paper is a happy birthday. So I did cut out some of the little banners, but I really didn't like how it went after that, so I decided not to use them. But I really, really, really love this. So I'm going to go ahead and start to adhere down some of these things, and hopefully it comes down real nice. Oh, I should probably put my pictures down first. I'm so excited, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so there's that 10.5, and I was going to put this right in like so. And then this is just gonna like so. Oh, I love it. And then we're gonna come in here. I kind of moved things up just a hair, but that's all right. Ooh, it went down too far. There we go. And then maybe I'll put, so see, I've already changed it since my dry run, and that's all right. So like just put a little bit at the end of it. And it is hanging off, but I can trim that. No. Down a little bit. Oh my goodness. You didn't put any on there. All right. Oh my gosh, I love this. That's how I got my flower center to stick. There's my real one. Ah. How many glue sticks, or yeah, how many glue bottles does it take to put one set of embellishments down? There we go. That's going to go in like there. And I think I'm just going to swap out the lighter green down here and the darker one up here. And then I think I'll be pretty happy with how that's turning out. I hope you guys love this and that I have inspired you to create your own layout. Remember that, oh yeah, I like that a lot better. I don't know what I was going to say remember for. Oh, yes, I do. I was going to say, remember that, you know, whenever you see something that you like in someone else's either creation or a magazine or something like that, you know, remember that that's precisely how you learn and you hone in on your skills is by, maybe that purple will be better over here. That's how you enhance your skills is, there. I just like those little dots. They just look so good. I don't know how much of this left, like flower wise afterwards. So it really didn't appeal to me to, oh, I was going to move this down here. Just stick that down there. I think I just have this one left. And maybe this one. Nope. I just ripped it up. My title, and then we'll put that right up there. And then it's just time to put my title down. And so the one last thing that I would like to do is I would like to just come in with this small little dot here, and I'm just going to turn this around so that it's easier for me. I realize it's upside down. just going to do 3 little dots right here, and then 3 little dots right here. And I'm just sort of accenting that little piece right there. Maybe I'll do 4. There we go. Like that. I like that a lot. So that is my layout. I hope that I've given you lots of inspiration for creating. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe so you don't miss another tutorial. Bye everyone.